Hi, I'm Dr. Cheryl, and welcome back to Wake Up with Dr. Cheryl. We have returning guests this evening, Carol and Paul Benson. And this is exciting because what they have evolved from and to is, I'm very excited to share this with our viewers. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's been a
again.
while.
And yes, it has. And it was April of 2015 that you shared this book, 5 Steps to Thriving. And just to kind of get you up to the snuff here is that they actually went through some extreme financial challenges. And, you know, most couples don't have the skills or the love to get through it. And man, do they get through it. And then some, and then some. And now it's been 3 years. And now we get to hear what they have created since then. Welcome.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Cheryl.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to be here. Really
Yeah,
a pleasure.
so tell us, let's see, I think this was a good book for you too. It kind of cemented things for you.
Yeah,
in
we
your-
wrote that together, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of, maybe that was the impetus of, you know, that thrust of your relationship. You know, you got through this and you got to share, you know, some of the tools that you used. And so now I want to talk about the tools you have from where you, so if you can kind of take off from here, what you two have created since then,
Sure.
you know,
sure,
as
love
far
to.
as your profession, your getting through the financial, etc. So please.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, why don't you, yeah, start.
Okay.
Start there.
I'll pick up the stick. So when we wrote the book, we had a lot of coaches and strategists try to get us to be relationship coaches.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And do you remember that?
Yeah.
And we're thinking, well, wait a minute. I mean, I'm a clinician, but I'm really not a therapist, nor do I want to be. And even though Paul has training in that realm, it didn't feel like that's how we wanted to collaborate in a business together. So we just kept trying out new things over and over again with different names of our businesses.
New things meaning what?
Let's see. First, I can't even remember all the names that we had, you know,
Oh,
potential
you mean
businesses.
calling your name, your business
Right.
names. Oh, okay.
So eventually, about a year and a half ago, we had a branding specialist who basically had us, he nailed it for us in our conversation. Because he said, what's the most important thing to you? And I said, so that things do not feel like work.
Yeah.
I want-
And you
that's
felt
our-
the same way?
Yeah. That's, well, I felt like, so really where we've gone from the first book
Right.
to now is that we're all about conscious business. And so we coach a lot of contractors and small business owners now, but we don't really advertise conscious business. We look at the problems they have, and the problem they have is the doorway to a different way of being. Whether they're working too many hours, not making enough money, so it doesn't feel like work, which is our new business, is based on the principle that as you start to create more teamwork, as you start to bring your vision and your why into your business, or if you're an employee, your workplace, it doesn't feel like work. You start to have so much fun. So, continue.
And
Yeah.
it speaks to both of us because life should not deplete you. By the end of the day, do you want to be exhausted and sit on the couch and with your remote control eating junk food? Or do you want to have so much energy that you can do things that are fun? That you could do things for pleasure. You could go for a walk, you could read a book, you can have a conversation and still have the mental capacity.
And the energy.
The energy.
That's
Right.
the key, energy. And that if you know, are creative, then you can create in that
That's right.
space.
Well, I think that was one of we learned many things from the ordeal that we went through when we wrote our book, 5 Steps to Thrive. And I think the one thing that, even now we look at it and we just say, wow, what a gift. Because we not only went through building more resiliency, but we also learned some strategies for reducing stress.
Yeah.
So do you want to say a little bit about, because not everyone knows what we went through. Not
No,
everyone's read our
it's
book.
okay.
Yeah. If you want to.
But I want to say
Yeah.
too
Or I can.
that I love the show that we did. I can't tell you how many times, innumerable times, that I use this as an example for couples.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times.
Wow.
When I talk to people, openly about my show, they want to, well, what's one of your best shows? And I say, The Bensons.
Wow.
Because I think
no
that
idea.
it's so important.
It is.
So let me talk a little bit about that book before we go to what's next.
Yes,
Because,
yes.
So we wrote this book because, 2009, I had 2 construction companies and they all just shrunk much faster. I had 35 employees. So we ended up losing our house,
Right.
bankruptcy, had to close one business, actually 2 businesses. I recreated a new business out of the first one. But as we're going through this, Carol and I, we believe that we're each other's champions. So like I would come home sometimes, I feel so beat up by life. And I'd say, I don't want you to fix me. Don't mother me.
It's really important,
Okay.
women out there,
Yes.
not to do that to men.
I remember having this conversation
Yeah.
before in the first show.
Yeah, but so it was like, so I would teach you how to coach me, and you would teach me how to coach you. Okay.
I love that. See,
So we
that's
worked together.
So important.
And so I came home one day and I said, Carol, we are happy in hell. And what'd you say?
You're right. Wow, what the heck are we doing? Oh my goodness, we are.
And
then I said, we need to write about it. We need to figure out what we are doing because I'm a writer and we're going to put it in a book.
so we wrote that book together.
Okay, that's how that, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really about working together when there's a challenge. Or if you're not you don't have a partner, to create a gamification where you really look at the situation and you just face it. You don't run away from it.
No.
And you find, well, how could I be with this? What are the different ways? Because if you're in fight or flight,
Oh, yeah.
you just get rigid and you just want to run away from the
Right.
uncomfortable
Yeah,
situation. But if you
the
can face it,
resistance.
so
Yeah.
we've done so many things since then, but I just wanted to give a little
Where do we want
Yeah,
to
no,
start?
no,
little
it's good.
context.
I mean, you know better than I, but I just want to say how important this message is, because I think it will assist and help guide other partners, other
Yeah.
couples.
And
So-
not just couples, but men and women.
Yeah, I mean, generally.
Really, men and women, I went to a talk last night, as a matter of fact, and it was all women. It was a book talk, and there was 60 women in the room, and there was quite a lively conversation going on about what messages women got
Oh,
in their families as young girls. So many of the mixed messages that followed along with us and stood by our side into adulthood. Some things like, oh, well, this is too complicated financially, you wouldn't understand it, so you don't have to worry about it, to, why are you talking so much? Stop talking, which basically was saying, don't
Shut
express
your
yourself. Don't let your voice come up.
Yeah.
Or, many women in the room were sharing that they felt transparent. They felt invisible in their relationships, often with their male partners or husbands or their fathers or even their brothers. So, what's been coming up, I think, in the last 2 years has been amazing. This whole movement, it's really opening it up. But it's also allowing a lot of amazing men out there to just say, wow, I want to be part of the change. I want to look at women with a whole different set of eyes.
Well, that's the
It's
key.
wakening up people.
Yeah, no, waking up. And I do see people are waking up, but I also see that there's kind of a regression on some level too.
Yes.
You know, the tech,
Oh, yes.
I don't know what to call it, but you know, technology has, I think, altered some of the emotional growth, especially for the millennials. You know, they're so addicted to the phone, the computer, and you know, the gaming. I mean, I see it every day with techies. You know, there's an immaturity, and I keep saying they're going to get it sometime, but it might be a little later. You know, as far as, because you know, if you don't have emotional challenges, you don't grow as human beings.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
Lord knows I've had my share. And, you know, so you know, that's how you grow. But you know, and I see that the pendulum also has happened with women. You know, I was fortunate where I grew up with an entrepreneurial family. I mean, my dad was an engineer with Boeing, but he got laid off, and then he started his own business, and I got involved in the business. So I never, maybe earlier I felt like, I know he said to me one time, don't rock the boat, you know, by speaking too much. But then that was a hard time in between my mother and I. But, you know, it's okay, you know.
It is.
I have to be me.
It is.
Just, you know.
Well, you know, life happens, whether you want it to or not. And you could either like get pulled along with it and participate, and you might take some wrong turns here and there. Well, I don't even look at them as wrong.
No,
those are just the
agree.
choices.
Yeah.
Like you went in that direction, and then in hindsight you go, there was my inner voice was telling me no, but I didn't listen, and I went that way. So you just recorrect, and then you go another direction.
Yes, and you said a real key thing about listening to your intuition. It could be finite, you know. Listen, because I always know when I don't listen. And then it's like, oh, it feels so good when I listen. That's right on, you know.
So I want to talk about a morning ritual that we do together.
Oh, yes.
And this is something
Well, this is a wonderful example.
Exactly. So
Well, it supports you because it kind of primes you for the kind of day that you want to have, that you want to call in, like a perfect day, if you will.
So this book, I read this book about 2 years ago, and we started to just do some courses with the Mind Valley, and then we went to a union, and they said, you know, we want to have some master trainers of our work. So we said, well, what the heck?
So,
So we applied.
Vishen Lakhiani is the
Founder
author and founder of Mind
Where is he
Valley.
from?
So
it is a male, right?
Yeah. They're in Kuala Lumpur, but they're
Yeah.
one of the largest lifestyle companies in the world, and they're all about teaching online courses of meditation, fitness, health, money, different things about how to be well-rounded. And so anyway, we applied, and we got accepted.
Well, did you tell her what it was?
Okay, go ahead.
We just applied. No,
Yeah.
we were invited.
For being a mentor, right?
For being, you know, we were at this event, and Vishen said that they're moving, you know, they've been online, very successful. Their online courses have something like an 800% rate of completion,
Compared to most online
which
courses,
is
which are about 8%.
it's like usually it's way below 10%.
Yeah.
And so
Now, how long ago did you?
this was in August that this happened, but how long ago what?
When you
Partnered.
when
November.
you decided you wanted to do this.
Oh, that was when we were in Chicago.
August. Oh, well, no.
You mean
back,
this
no,
last
no.
year?
Well,
Yeah,
back
last
up.
year.
Okay.
A year ago
2017.
in March, we were in Chicago at an event and had an opportunity to have a one-to-one conversation with Vishen for about 20 minutes, just the three of
okay,
us.
so you met him.
And because we were in an intimate setting, and when we walked away, I looked at Paul and I said, we are so in alignment with their mission and their values and the purpose of this company. I really want to be part of the Mind Valley family, and I have no idea how that's going to show up, but I'm just going to say it. And then in August, we went down to San Diego for their first ever Mind Valley reunion, and Vishen from the stage, he put an invitation out to 800 people who were there or whatever, and he said that they're really realizing from students that students don't want to just be online, they really want live.
Yeah,
They want the
Exactly.
connection,
That's-
face to face.
That's the only way you really get it.
So he said, any of you who are feeling a call, come and get an application. We are going to start a whole new thing called Master Certified Trainers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Paul and I were going, no, we don't need another certification, no. And we went that evening back to our room, and in the morning we woke up and we both looked at each other and we said, oh, what the heck? Let's just
for the heck of
fill
it.
out the application. If it's in alignment with the course that we are not being led to in this
Right,
life,
Right.
something will happen and we
not?
could say yes or not. So
Yeah.
So we
anyway,
applied.
So she's filling in the story. So now
Right.
we are certified trainers, and we have a group, and we lead monthly events. And so I wanted to give context, because one of the things that we do is we realize the morning is so important to kind of set your day.
Yes.
So
Every day.
first thing I do is I don't look at my cell phone for the first hour. I don't look at emails.
Yeah.
I don't check Facebook. I don't. And so I do 10 different things. I do breathing exercises. I'll do a little bit of like a 10, 15-minute workout. We have a vibe machine so you can vibrate, or we do kettlebells.
We do more high intensity, quick.
I always have hot water with some lemon, because you always need to hydrate your brain,
Right.
your body.
Right.
And then we've been doing a whole quest. So we've been doing fresh fruit in the morning, and then an Alka-Seltzer drink. But then the other thing we do together is Vishen. It's free for everyone. It's a 6-phase meditation. So if you go on YouTube, you can download it for free and listen to it. So we meditate together. And there's
And
6
it's a
parts.
guided meditation.
Okay. Yeah.
There's 6 parts. The first part is compassion. You start to just imagine having compassion for yourself, people in your room, and you go on out. And then there's gratitude. Gratitude about yourself, your life, things that have happened to you. Third thing is forgiveness.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is such an important thing. Like someone cut you off and driving the day before. Forgive that person. So, because that opens up a place of happiness. Then the next place is where you envision where you want to be in 3 years.
To
Because
go into the future.
yeah, and you go to what you want, what you see doing, and you're holding that vision, and then
But it's not just a vision for you to feel it in your body, to actually feel the emotions as if you're there. Like the smells and the taste and the touch. It's like you're so embodying it. And that's a really important piece.
So for you two, how do you do that? What, can you put it into words?
How do we go into the future?
Yeah, how do you, I'm doing this for
Right.
the viewers. Well, for myself too, but,
so
Good question. That's a very
so-
good question. Because not everyone knows how to do that.
that's why I asked.
It's,
Yes.
it might seem,
So what I do is what I do is I have a journal and I have photos of different things. So I might open it up, because this is a guided meditation.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
is where you listen to the tracks,
Right.
and his voice, and you could do your own voice if you wanted, is guiding you through this 14-minute meditation. So you can let your mind wander.
Right.
'Cause some people have a hard time meditating,
Yeah, I know.
because we're very active minds.
Yeah.
Monkey minds in the West here. So it's a really beautiful way to have a place where you're getting held, but we're doing this together, okay? And so we always compare notes. What'd you envision? So to answer your question, I'll see an image of something I want to do, whether it's my coaching work or buying properties or whatever, and I'll just start to see it and feel it, and I'll just see these images.
Yeah.
And then just allow it to come in. So that's the next phase. And then there's 2 more. And then there's the perfect day, just imagining your day, the steps of your day, and then there's receiving the blessing, allowing yourself to be supported by life.
And it sets everything in you that you've done in the previous 5 phases.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 14 minutes, and it's just a beautiful way to wrap up. And so we don't always do it, because sometimes we're running out the door, but we try to do it at least 4, 5, 6 times a week.
Every 3 months, I do the 21-day meditation with Deepak Chopra.
Oh, I've done that before.
I've been doing it for 4 years.
I've done
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I've done it before.
And I love it.
It's great.
I
It's a
love it.
reboot. It's
just-
a reset.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But it's just I'm just mentioning this because your morning is a really important time to set the tone for your day. So you're not in a reactive place.
Right.
You're happy. You're grateful. You find something you can
Calm.
be grateful for.
Peaceful.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add that for your viewers.
No, it's important.
Just as a way, and then they can just download it for free, 6-phase meditation by Vision Lakiani
I
on
believe
YouTube.
that is a foundation for having peace and harmony in your life, and then when you have challenges, after you've done what you're saying, or the meditation that I do, the challenges that come in, you can handle it so much easier.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's really
Because
true.
there's always going to be challenges in life.
You got that
Grow,
right.
grow, grow.
Yep.
But think about it, if you had no challenges at all, it would be really boring. It would be boring.
Sometimes I wish it was a little bit less.
Right. Well, it goes in waves, It just
Yes,
goes
I
in
know.
waves.
The roller coaster of life, it is what it is, and
Right.
if you can accept that, for that,
Yeah.
then it just makes it easier.
Well, when I was going through lots of big challenges, and I have some challenges, but they're not nearly as much as they were before, I would just look at that everything was a gift. Even while it was happening,
Absolutely.
I'd say, this is a gift, and guess what? This is kicking my butt to become more masterful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you can hold an open heart to the challenges, you got to be real, and face them, you can find an inner strength, and that inner strength you'll take with you the rest of your life.
I do think that, in my experience with dealing with people, is that a lot of the time they don't want to feel the pain that
Yes.
comes with that.
Yes.
And they want to get,
That's right.
stuff it down, and
Right.
it's going to come back. So just deal with it.
So I remembered when I had a lot of debt, like hundreds of thousands of dollars debt I couldn't pay. And so what I would do is, if you just pick up the phone whenever the creditors call, it's like, it'll drive you crazy because it's like too much. Because you really want to be in a different place. Who wants to be in debt?
I
Right?
know. I've
So,
been there.
so what I did was I gamified it. And so this could help people if they're in a tough situation, is bite off a little chunk. And so I would call back one creditor, and I'd pick the time. I would just let all those weird numbers I didn't know go to voicemail, call in, but back. And also I knew how to do my cash flow. I knew when I'd have money coming in because I had a construction company.
Right.
So I'd say, I can pay you this. And it was great. And it was very empowering because most people went, oh, you're calling me back. How great.
Yeah.
But I use it as an example that if people have challenges, don't bite off too much, but bite off a little bit and just get a little
Baby
win.
steps. I always say
Baby
take
steps.
baby steps,
Yeah.
because then you can keep
That's
taking
right.
do a little bit each time. Even like when you're starting a new business, or you're starting something new, do
Right.
a little bit at a time and just keep going.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
it takes off.
Well, I know that we mentioned briefly about conscious business and how if you
Yes.
talk to a business owner, they will glaze over. Well, what the heck is conscious business?
Oh,
Like, really?
gosh.
What is it? You're a certified conscious business coach? Okay, what does that mean?
Yeah.
But what it means and what I focus on is really what we're talking about. It's to be more aware in the business and how you're doing business in this world, locally and globally.
Moral compass.
Absolutely. And being a humanity plus company now.
Yeah.
Good for change.
That's why I started this show. It's because my background is finance and accounting. I went back into the corporate world when I was a single mom, either as a consultant or management. And I saw so much corruption and unethical behavior, non-GAAP compliance, blah,
right.
blah, blah. And I don't play that game.
Yeah.
Because there's a game you play,
Yeah.
you know, legally.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you
That's
play
right.
it
Yeah.
right. Well, then it kept happening. Each new business I got in, it kept happening. I thought, okay, I'm going to get the message here. So that's why I started this show.
Wow.
Is
That's your
to-
why.
That's my why.
Wow.
Is to wake up the consciousness,
Yep.
you know, and where's the moral compass? You know, where's the
Yeah.
ethics? Where's, you know, look what's happening in our society. Look what's happened politically.
Let's
It's
not even
time
talk
to
about
wake
that.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
It's
is.
time to wake
It
up.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and you can't just, you know, we got to get the moral compass back.
That's right. When we work with our clients, we've developed, you know, through the training program that I went through, I had to have a project. So we developed a system how to take all the, what I call esoteric concepts of conscious business and
And
make them,
what does that mean? Can you give an example?
well, oneness. How do you how do
okay.
you teach oneness to somebody?
Oh,
It's really hard to do.
yeah.
Especially in a business
How do
setting.
you teach presence? Okay, you can teach profit, and you can teach planet, and presence, and people. But even with the people part,
See, that's a spiritual.
what are the layers?
See, that's the spiritual thing. When you realize that you're one with everything, then you
That's right.
can understand that.
So what we did, and Paul helped me, because in my year-long program, was we designed this 9-part system, modules called the Framework Code. And we have all of the things we're talking about within our system. So it becomes very pragmatic. We teach the foundation, we teach resiliency, authenticity, transparency, relationship, mindsets, wealth.
Yeah.
I mean, we go through it all. And the last part is kindness. So we bring in kindness.
Yeah.
And organizational systems. We bring in everything you need to do business right now in this world to have a great business, yes, but have people that want to stay there and they think working for you is the best thing out there because they grow with you. You mentor them. And that's a new way of business. And that's our passion. That's our why.
I think you should go knock on the White House door.
I've thought about it.
Well, I would
I don't know if
hear
they'd open the door for me.
we'd hear that
Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, they're too far gone.
40% or whatever. We do not even want to get into that
No,
conversation.
I agree. I'm sorry I brought that up.
But that's our why. Our why is to
Yeah.
really impact people in the world who are doing business and also living their lives because business is just one aspect, but what you do in business, you bring into the rest of your life.
Of course. So it's all one.
Like, where's your
all one.
character and taking care of your health and your body and your wellness and your relationships
Absolutely.
and cultivating and curating
Trying to keep the balance.
everything. Yes.
Balance.
So that's our why.
Yeah.
So we've gone from surviving
Yeah. Yeah.
to really serving people in a big way and making a difference, one person at a time.
Yeah. See, that's. I mean, I think about that for myself is one person at a time.
That's right.
That's all we can really do.
That's all
It's,
we can do.
You know, and then the domino
That's right.
effect. And
Right.
you know, we're change agents
Yes, we are change agents.
or whatever you want to label it. But you know, I got an email. Hey, change agent. I thought, well, it's.
But what
true.
does that mean? You know, I think we can even talk about that because I see people build themselves as, I'm a change agent, I'm an influencer. But what does that mean?
Well, you know what?
And how do you
I
get
think
there?
it's really getting back to basics.
Mm.
You know, I mean, getting back, as I mentioned, the moral compass.
Yes.
You know, I mean, our country hasn't always, the business has not always been run like this.
No.
The greed factor took over.
Mm-hmm.
And the power monger, the greed monger, you know, that has taken over. And you lose that moral compass in that. So
Right.
we're
You
trying to
do,
get
yeah.
the moral compass back.
Yeah.
Because then you feel better as a human being.
See, I think it comes down to your character.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
Oh, yeah, because
And what do you mean?
well, because, so like, there are businessmen and businesswomen out there that have so much integrity, and that's their character. Like your word is your bond.
Right.
You know, so and it's really it's like a good business is about looking out for the other person, truly, and actually over delivering what they're buying from you. So that the business will just grow. So the best business people know that.
Yeah.
So moral character, what I mean by that is that that's a place where you have these deep values, and you can't make that up. It's something that you have in the quiet of your life, you have with your partner.
It's your soul.
Your soul, yeah. So, and you can't make someone wrong for their lack of character, you know? They are where they are.
Well, they got there probably because of experiences or the way they were raised or
Yes,
whatever,
exactly.
you know, so, you know, but if they're willing to look at it so they can make those changes, you know, baby steps.
Well, a lot of times a crisis
Hopefully.
of some sort,
I
a
know.
crisis,
A crisis.
will give someone an opportunity to look at something. And we all go in cycles, you know?
Oh my God. Yes.
So you want to add anything about character?
Wow. You know, I think, I think going back to basics, which is what you said, Cheryl, is that people are really pausing now. And not always, they pause, but now I think people are really moving forward. I mean, look at the whole thing with schools. Students walked out today.
Yeah. Yeah.
For gun control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Students.
In many
They
states,
can't even
right?
vote.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is
No,
like,
there's upheaval.
but you look at that. What would be the impetus for those students coming forward and participating and not being apathetic? Is because something in their character just stood up and said, "This is not right.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
another way."
Yeah.
So they stepped forward. They went into it, and I
And
mean,
that's what it takes.
yeah, it
And
does.
just keep more and more need to keep doing it. you know?
Right.
That's what I pray for. Healing.
Yes. And that's why doing your morning ritual, whatever it is for you, is really important because it sets you for whatever hurdles come your way.
It's the foundation.
Because hurdles will come towards you every day.
That's life.
There's something else I want to talk about that,
Yes.
I don't know if I just made this up or someone's written about this and I wrote.
You can make it up.
Yeah, but I don't know if it came from me or not. But so
Well, it is now.
it is for me now.
Now
So-
we're really curious, Paul. Come on.
So I believe that everyone has a theme. And a theme is, you could say it's your why, but it's also it's like how you want to step into life. And so for me, my theme is adventure. And I realize that
I can relate to
that's
that.
a core thing that's really important for
Yeah.
me. So what I do is I code my whole life into it's all adventure. Even going to get the salmon I forgot to get tonight, right? It was an adventure. I went back to Whole Foods and got the salmon. I went, I'm keeping my agreement.
Because I was
I
with a
said-
client.
Yeah, I said I would have fish for our dinner tonight.
Yeah.
So,
And you got sidetracked?
well, I was helping a stepfather out. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so-
Okay, but then you held up your responsibility.
yeah.
And you,
That's
But- so-
character.
Yeah,
That
of
is
So that's character, but
character.
it's also adventure. So for Carol,
adventure. How is that an adventure?
because I get to, it's just,
How do I get there and back and still be on time?
Oh, okay.
yeah. But well, it doesn't matter. It's in my mind. It's
And where
all,
did you get your fish?
It's all. I didn't have to fish for it. It was buying in the store. Amazing. But it's all adventure. And so I feel like I'm always living my purpose because I realized what my theme was. So I believe your theme is creativity. And so when
And what do you feel your theme is?
Wow, I would have said relationship. Relationships, because that's just an important part of me, but maybe that's just part of my value system that, you know, when I have a friend and we're there for each other, we're friends for life. I mean, that's just the way it is. You're just there for each other. And I guess that's part of character as well. But creativity?
Well,
Is that my
anyway,
character?
it's just
Well,
try to
no,
emphasize.
it's definitely part of me that if I do not nourish that part of me, I'm not as, how could I say, playful as I would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that job you used to have.
that job, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, that's an important thing, that if people can sort of take time to do introspective. One of the things I've done for 13 years is I do a vision quest every week.
Oh, wow.
So I go off into nature, I turn off my phone.
Every week?
Every week.
So how long do you do this for?
5 to 10 hours.
It's been rare for you to do 10 hours, but
Well, I come back
Where
sometimes
do you
9
go?
o'clock at night,
yeah.
and I start
Sure.
sometimes late morning.
Well, that's one way to get some wonderful ideas and
Yes.
creative
Exactly.
flow. You know,
Yes.
no distractions.
Yeah.
That's I see that comes through my dreams.
Yes. So that's a beautiful place too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, what's powerful about this, talk about character, I've formed my character, because when I first started doing this, my employees would go, "What do you mean? I can't reach you? Well, what if there's a problem?" I said, "You're going to have to deal with it."
Yeah.
And then as Carol in the early days would go, "Oh, would you do this, do errands, do this?" I go, "No, I don't do any errands." I said, "This is a vision quest. I don't do errands." And so I would totally unplug.
Well,
And I've done that for 13 plus years.
And I love it because I basically, I can do my own thing anyways if I want.
Right. But this gives you the
it
space.
gives me
Yeah,
the
yeah.
space. That's right.
But it's an inner discipline
really nice.
to take care of myself.
And that's,
And I think that's
for a
what-
man, I think that, amen to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I
You
think
know?
that all of us need that. It's not about
Oh, I
me being
agree.
special, but we
I
all
agree.
need
but,
a place.
But I think men don't
of-
focus on this
Yeah.
as much as.
That's why they die younger than women,
Yeah.
because they give everything away. And you are more potent as a man if you take care of yourself. And
You hear that out there?
And your wife will love it, or your girlfriend will love it
Yeah.
if you stay true to yourself
Yeah.
and take care of yourself. And
Or
more
your
people
partner.
yeah. And then I do lots of things where I give things, like we have a great date night. We do date nights. We try to do them.
How often?
Well,
you need to do them once a week.
well,
If you
we
can't-
know
we-
that.
Okay.
we don't always do it once a week.
Yeah.
We've
But
been
this
away.
one-
We had
This
like
one
workshops.
is a cool concert. She doesn't know where we're
Oh,
going.
he's going to
Oh.
tell me no.
She doesn't know where we're going.
When?
It's this Saturday.
Oh, okay.
He just said, clear our plans. And I said, well, we have plans with another couple. And he said,
Well,
no,
can't do it.
clear them. And I said, well, then you're going to reschedule with the other couple.
Yeah.
because I'm
So
not
I
doing
said,
that."
okay.
I gave it to him to do.
But see, that's what's really important, I think, in relationship is you have to surprise each other.
Oh, I know it. Keep that fire burning.
Yeah, yeah.
but of course, I don't know if all men, if all your men out there are like this, but I'll say to Paul, what do I wear? And he'll say, just dress elegant. So I have no idea what that means, even being together for 15 years. I don't
She'll
know
ask you
what
about
he
5
means.
more times. I'll give her a little more
I'll say,
information
what
each
does
time.
elegant mean to you? Is this like a
You
long
gotta
dress?
give the details, Paul.
Is this like
Sexy,
black?
but classy.
Is this black?
That
Is it a-
blue outfit that you showed me? Oh, that is sexy.
Okay, so I can do that more then.
So it's so funny. I dress elegant. I'm like, well, what does that mean? You know, when I go in and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to a black tie event, because I don't know what that is, right?
Well, you don't know what kind of elegant.
That's right.
I mean,
And how far do we have to walk when we park? That's also another factor
Oh,
for
Oh, you haven't
Right.
asked me
Because
that
if-
yet. So a few
because
blocks.
if you're wearing
Shoes.
heels
That's right.
that make your legs
A
look
few
real
blocks.
sexy.
All
You
right.
got it.
I mean, yeah. Well, okay.
I'm surprised.
It's in progress.
That's right. That's right. So,
So is there anything you can share? I know I just touched on this just a little bit, but like from a female and male. In fact, you know, I don't even like, when I watch you two, I don't even like to say
The gender?
yeah, I don't even like to say it because
We're
you
humans.
you just flow.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you flow.
We do.
You flow. So it's like there's no male, female, because you've worked together to help. I mean, this is my observation that you've worked. You know, you've worked as a partner. You've worked through so much, and now you've learned from one another the weaknesses that you both have and the strengths, and that you've weaved like them together.
That's interesting.
And this is just an observation.
Thank you.
Do you want to answer anything about what? It's kind of, well, I have one, but I wanted to.
Go ahead.
Oh. So
Go ahead.
I said it earlier, but I think that sometimes I see people in relationship, there's control. And I'm not saying I'm a controller too, but, you know, I'll admit that. But there's also a power, sort of grabbing for power, struggle.
I know.
And so I'm actually been changing. I don't know if you've noticed.
I don't know.
No, but you can be honest if I haven't. But I feel like I've changed.
Is that subjective?
Deeper way of receiving Carol.
Absolutely.
And when she's speaking, I'm really careful not to dominate conversation. So I'll listen. Does she want to go? And so I practice that. So to honor her, okay. But also, I think there's a place where we are each other's champions. And so I want her to be as powerful as she can be. And so if she's doing something like she's arguing with her son, I'll say, you know, that's not going so well, is it?
I say it never does, and I still cannot figure that one out.
You know, but she has to, I'm not going to make her wrong for it. She just has to find her way to shift that. And I've got my own little issues that she'll kind of poke at a little bit, but in a fun way.
Yeah, I mean,
and
a
it's
loving
really nice.
way. A
so
loving
it's
way.
nice because it doesn't feel like, I don't feel like she's like picking or nagging on me, you know?
Right, or criticizing.
Yeah, so.
Because there's nothing more that that will shut you down than criticizing.
Exactly.
Oh, it'll shut me down in a second.
Oh yeah, me too. I don't like to be criticized. I criticize myself enough. I don't need anybody else to criticize me.
I think it shuts everyone down.
Yeah, it does.
If you feel judgments coming towards you, even if they're silent, but you can sense that the person is judging you, well, that's a criticism. Yeah. And you know, sometimes we do these mind things where we're just making up all these stories and we have no idea what they're really thinking. Yeah. They could be thinking about something else, but we perceive it that it's about us.
And that is a weird situation.
And one of the things that we love to do is we love to share about our day every early evening, afternoon. It's like, and I feel like if I can't, I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's right. So that's something. So, you know, create rituals of connection.
That's
if you're with, you know, a man or woman or whatever.
Sustaining a long-term relationship.
Yeah, it's not about fixing the relationship. It's just about sharing the beauty of your day and what's the win you had and what was the struggle you had and stuff like that.
I know that for me, the struggle that I've had with former relationships is I do not like to be controlled.
Yeah.
Can you relate?
Totally I can relate.
I don't like to be controlled. I don't want somebody trying to control me.
No.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
You know, respect me. I'll listen.
Yeah.
Right.
I will listen.
Give me a suggestion.
Yeah.
Give me your preference. I can work with that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So again, for
do.
you in a relationship, one, be really clear with the person you're interviewing. How do you do relationships? And because people always put on a mask in the beginning.
Always.
Oh, you know, I'm the greatest guy. I'm the greatest gal. You know, and it's bullshit.
I have dealt with so many misrepresentations of themselves. That's why I kind of given up on the online thing.
Right.
It's like, okay, God, aren't you going to send me somebody that I could meet in my passing or through friends or you know?
Yeah.
So I haven't totally given up.
but just ask real questions.
Yeah.
And if someone can't take it, well, they're not the right person.
Exactly.
Just be real.
Yeah.
When I was single, before I was married, the first time, I remember when I would go on dates with people for the first time. I at one point had 5 different questions. I don't know if I can remember them now.
Yeah.
But I just, you know, effortlessly in
cool.
the conversational diet, I would just throw them out.
Yeah.
I wasn't interrogating. It wasn't interrogating at all.
Just
but I was
curiosity.
looking for their character. Like I would say, things like, so where are you from originally? Oh, do you have family back there in New
Yeah,
York?
right. Yeah, I mean, it's just
Or,
part of the conversation.
And then I'll just say something like, when I grew up, I still have some of my friends. It's like so great. After all these stages, we're still friends, and we love each other still, all these years and everything. And do you have anyone like that in your life? Because what I'm looking for is, can they have a relationship?
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Absolutely.
Can you be committed to someone in that way,
absolutely.
even as a friend?
Yeah.
And of course, the gentleman who would say, no, I left there, I never turned back, and I have nothing to do with anybody I grew up with.
You just go, oh, make a little note.
Well, unless there was a reason behind it. Like if
Yeah,
they were in
right.
with a bad crowd and they grew up and
Yeah.
moved on. I mean, it could be for
Abuse.
healthfulness and boundaries. So that could be good for them. But
So he thought you were just having conversation, but you were checking him out.
well, because
In a good way.
no, in a good way.
Yeah,
And
when you
Yeah.
want to get to know somebody,
That's
you
right.
ask those questions.
that's what's
Yeah,
important.
I do too.
Right.
But now I have about 10 more questions.
Yeah.
Especially.
Well, the other thing is, be happy with yourself.
that's
But that's such an important thing.
It is.
Because you will attract someone who's similar. So if you're unhappy and you want that guy or gal to fix you,
Oh, no.
or I'm not so lonely,
Yeah, no.
you're gonna. It's not. You guys gotta do
That's
your own
not a
work. Do your own
healthy-
work first.
Initiation, that's not healthy.
Well,
for sure.
friendship is the most
Oh,
important thing.
absolutely.
It's the most important thing. And, if more people had this idea that I'm about to share with everyone is instead of getting a friend or meeting a new friend, what about if you acknowledged your friends that you have?
Yeah.
Acknowledge
Oh, I
someone
like
that you're
that.
meeting
Yeah.
for the first time and acknowledge something about them.
Yeah.
I mean, this
that's
world
nice.
would be an amazing place. See, sometimes I just think about all this stuff. I don't know.
No, it's good.
That's good,
No,
yeah.
it's wonderful
Yeah.
because it's,
It will make a difference for people.
people are so caught up in
Yes.
in the busyness of living.
Yes.
And it's, I admit myself to, but I do take time. And it's
Right.
important when a friend needs me, I'm there.
Right.
I may not be able to do it right at the moment, but I will,
Right, you'll
I,
follow.
oh yeah, because
Yeah.
friendships are really one of the most important things in life.
Yeah, what are, Maslow, what were the basic needs? Let's see if we can all remember them.
Oh.
But one was, I think
Love.
to be seen and valued and heard and
Yeah.
belong and
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
remember.
love.
Safety.
And loved, of course,
Love.
and
Safety.
safety.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we
Yeah.
want more of that in our
Contribution.
lives, contribution, yes. If we want more of that in our life,
You got to give it.
how can we contribute to that
Absolutely.
in someone else's?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else that you want to share about the extraordinary mind?
Well, it's been an extraordinary journey being trained with 37 other people worldwide who have now become like really, really good friends because we all were together for 9 days and we've continued those relationships. And it's just beautiful to be on this mission of co-creation for a school for humanity, whatever that ends up looking like. And it's been a real privilege to be part of this project. And how can we contribute in a big way? And I know locally we're doing the San Francisco Mind Valley group events, and we'll be having a lot of fun with introducing content that maybe people haven't heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you be extraordinary in your life? So that's, and I'm really enjoying working with businesses and clients and moving forward in that. How can we serve in a big way and give extra value of the transformation for the person?
And I bet it's wonderful when you can see, when you're working with your clients, when they get an aha
Oh,
and
they
they're
do.
moving.
Oh my goodness.
They're transcending.
So we were working with one client. I'll keep his name.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
private, but he's a contractor, and when we do like our half-day VIP days with our clients, we do mindset work, which Carol does, and I do more of the systems. And so we're working with him on his mindset about being a business owner. And so we actually did a whole beautiful ritual where he
About
wrote
money consciousness.
Yeah, he wrote all his limiting beliefs on this rock.
Yeah,
And we put them on the bulletin board, and each time he wrote one down, he'd say it out loud, and we'd erase it off the board. And then he had this rock. It was all his limiting beliefs. We went out to the bay, and he threw it into the bay.
Yay!
And then when I was working on him, I was showing him, hey, on this job, you're not making as much money as you think. And so I showed him that. He goes, oh, my goodness. And he was saying, I said, I'm going to show you how you could triple your income.
But then he said, do you remember what he said?
Yeah. So I was showing him that, and he's going, wait a second. I used to have a belief that I couldn't do that. I can't find it now. And it was like magic.
The light went on.
There was
Yeah, it
like
was
tears
magic.
in my eyes.
Oh,
I mean, he was
good.
just like, he paused and he was like, I can't find that excuse anymore.
Yeah.
It's not even there.
That's great. That's great.
And so that's what so a lot of times we do these VIP days together with the clients. And so Carol has a totally different perspective than I do.
Yeah.
And so she's more the mindset and how it feels in your body, and I'm more the systems. And
Right.
so it was really
Pragmatic.
And then when I saw him the next time he came for a session, he looked so different. His energy was so different. So it's really, I tell you, the more we can contribute to others,
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
it's just,
I know.
you know,
We just signed up for the journey. I mean, that's it.
It is a journey.
We just signed
Yeah.
up for
Of
this
course.
journey
Yeah.
and how we can serve people in a big way or a little way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, just anyway.
yeah.
How can we
You know,
serve?
on the way. Anyway, on the
That's
way.
right. That's right.
And everyone can be extraordinary. That is within our abilities to find that, but it takes that deep inner work.
Yes.
This book's a great book. You can read our book. It's about what we did to
Yeah.
thrive
read
when
this,
we were in
definitely.
the difficult
Need to
situations.
reread.
So, yeah.
Or if anyone wants to reach out to us, you know, we have our website. It doesn't feel like work.com and
It'll be on the.
and you know,
Okay.
feel free to reach out. You know, we'd love to have a conversation with you
Yeah.
because everyone is unique. We don't have this cookie cutter program that we're going to do with every single
No,
person we work with. We design it uniquely for each individual. So whatever, or maybe not, and maybe we can't serve the person, and then we'll
Yeah.
refer
yes,
them elsewhere. So,
Definitely.
is there anything that you want to ask us? in
Oh my
closing?
goodness. Wow.
We just went all over the map conversationally,
Yeah, we
didn't we?
have. I know, but it all covers. You know, like I learned that everything is one. You know, I mean, sometimes it's hard for me because of the behavior people have to see them as one in me. You know, that I still am working through. But it took me a long time to really get that I am one with everything. You know, God is everything. Spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's everything. That's why it's so important to do what you love
Yes.
and love
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
You know, because it's your gift to give to humanity.
Yes.
That's why I
Exactly.
love doing this show,
right.
because
Yeah.
it's a gift to humanity.
It's
Yeah.
our
To
why.
raise the consciousness,
Yeah,
to raise
exactly.
the awareness, and especially around unconditional love.
Yes.
I'm amazed on how many people don't understand what unconditional love means.
Or it's just a concept. They don't, and they want to do it. They don't have the skills.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
have the bandwidth to do that because they're so hard on themselves.
yeah. Like stop criticizing,
Yes.
stop judging. Those are the two. Hug yourself,
Yeah.
which I don't do enough.
Right.
But you know, I have to catch myself. I catch myself. You know,
Yeah.
to stop criticizing. You know, it is what it is, and you
Yeah.
stay in the moment.
Yeah, it's true. And being
Thanks,
on
Eckhart Tolle and Deepak Chopra. Stay in the moment.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
and being on the path of learning and lifelong learning and looking at we call it consciousness engineering, because you're developing different stages of consciousness.
Oh,
And you will look back in retrospect at how you might have reacted in a situation. And what feels really great is when you could look at the situation that just happened now and say, wow, I didn't even react the same way.
Yeah.
And I didn't even feel the impulse to go there anymore. Okay, that's a compass. That
Absolutely.
shows me I'm moving up a little bit.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's a good point.
Wow.
So-
Is there anything else that you want to share?
No, just thank you for having
Thank
us
you.
here.
Oh,
and
thank you.
hopefully
Been
we
delightful.
Thank
really.
you.
have offered something to
You know,
people.
I mean,
you know?
3 years later, here we are. And I will definitely make an effort for next Tuesday.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
beautiful.
wrote it down on my calendar. So
Great.
I
So
would
it's a
like-
Venture Pad, just right up the way
Yeah,
You know where that is,
Yeah.
right?
on B.
Co-working, local,
yeah, like we work, but
Yeah.
yeah.
local. Yeah.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And until the next time.
Thank you very much.
Well, we have 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Is there anything that you want to plug in? You're good?
Yeah, I mean, the next book is coming.
Oh, what is
It's
the
definitely coming. I've started
next? Yeah,
writing
It's
it.
hard to give a name right up
No,
front.
I've started writing it. I know what it's about.
Okay,
It's
well,
kind of
can you,
going.
like,
It's going beyond mindfulness.
Okay.
Because mindfulness is a big buzzword now.
Yeah, I know.
But how do you take mindfulness into all areas of your life and really stay integrated? It's not just about meditating in the morning. It's not just about eating mindfully.
It's living it,
It's
eating it,
living
breathing
it.
it.
Speaking it.
Yes,
Mm.
every breath.
Upgrading yourself, upgrading your
Yeah.
operating system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And that's a lifelong process.
So that's the next book. It's
Yeah, no,
already
that's-
happening.
Yeah, no, it sounds wonderful. Anyway, thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right.